Nigerian leaders pay tribute to the life legacy of former head of interim national government Ernest Shonekan. Bandits attack Plateau communities, kill 3. Rivers State Police parades 18 suspected operators of illegal oil refinery. And on the international scene, Russia led forces to withdraw as Kazakhstan president appoints new prime minister. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am Ibrahim Yusuf. President Muhammadu Buhari has described former head of interim national government Ernest Shonekan as a blessing to the country. The president said the death of the statesman came as a shock and extended his condolences to the late Shonekan's wife, Margaret, loved ones, as well as the government and people of Ogun State. He described late Shonekan as an internationally respected statesman with courageous wisdom. He left his flourishing business career to become the head of government at the delicate time when the country needed someone of his calm and pedigree to save the ship of the state from sinking. Meanwhile, other leaders, which include former head of state Ibrahim Babangida, former President Goodluck Jonathan, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, among others, in their separate condolence messages, described late Ernest Shonekan as a leader and an uncommon patriot whose understanding of Nigeria is profound and remarkable, a well-loved leader for his sincerity and sense of purpose. Late Shonekan, who succeeded the military junta of General Ibrahim Babangida, died at a hospital in the Lekki area of Lagos State at the age of 85. Bandits have killed 3 youth in Plateau State. Reports say the youth were on their way to Tiana village in Riom local government area of the state when the bandits attacked them, killing 3 persons on the spot, while many others sustained injuries. A youth leader in the area and national president of the Birom Youth Molders, Solomon Mwantiri, confirmed the incident to Punch newspaper in Jos on Tuesday. He said the attacks on the youth happened on Monday night, noting that the attackers just inflicted the surviving victims with machete cuts all over their bodies while they were trying to escape, adding that the incident had been reported to the security agencies. Nigeria's Center for Disease Control, NCDC, has confirmed 102 Lassa fever deaths in Nigeria from week 1 to 52 of 2021 in 38 local government areas of 17 states. The center stated this in its Lassa fever situation report, noting that the affected states have been alerted on the disturbing trend. The predominant age group affected is 21 to 30 years, while male-to-female ratio for confirmed cases is 1 to the ratio of 9, even as the number of suspected cases decreased compared to the figure reported for the same period in 2020. Meanwhile, no new care worker affected in the reporting week. The states affected include Edo, 212, Ondo, 175, Bauchi, 39, Taraba, 22, Ebonyi, 18, Plateau, 9, Benue, 8, Kaduna, among others. Meanwhile, Bauchi State Primary Healthcare Development Agency has refuted misinformation on the re-emergence of 38 new cases of poliovirus across the state. The executive chairman, Dr. Ilwanu Muhammad, disclosed this during a press briefing at the agency. He says the report carried on Monday by some media outlets on poliovirus is untrue. Trust TV's Adamu Imam now reports.
Dr. Ilwanu Muhammad, during the media briefing, expressed dismay, says the misinformation on the re-emergence report of wild polio cases is totally unacceptable. He also debunked that the state is not recorded any poliovirus, adding that the agency is making effort in the area of collaboration to strengthen routine immunization.
Through the robust surveillance system, Bauchi State was able to detect 38 cases of circulating vaccine dry folio virus out of 351 samples collected from January to December 2021. The circulating vaccine dry folio virus, which was presently referred to as circulating mutant folio virus CMVP, normally result from mutation, changes of form or characteristic of the attenuated polio virus used in the manufacturing of the polio vaccines. There are not wild polio virus, that causes paralysis.
Therefore, Mohammed appealed to journalists in the country to get first-hand information on issues that need clarifications before going to publics to avoid misrepresentation that would cause confusion.
The information was misrepresentation of the speech of my humble self on Saturday, 8 January 2020, during the flag-off ceremony to mark the commencement of the first round of statewide outbreak response vaccination, OBR1.
Meanwhile, he noted that, like other states, and the Federation remains free from wild polio virus, adding that the last case was in 2013, says all measures recommended by World Health Organization are religiously followed in the state. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
And to matters of education now, parents in Kaduna State say the directive by the state government for public schools across the state to operate for just 4 days is counterproductive, as this will weaken the education sector in the state. Residents say the policy will also give private schools an edge over public schools.
Reacting to the directive, a student of Kaduna State University believes the policy will affect part-time students who will now have 1 day in the week for their lectures. For many others, the directive will have adverse effects on public schools in ways that are not immediately clear.
The tenet of Islam, specifically Surah Jumu'ah, it tells us with the adherents that observe the Friday prayer if you are able. And as soon as the prayers are over, it enjoins you to go out and look for your livelihood. If government is doing it because already on Sundays, Christians they rest, and they want to also make it possible so that they can be kind of palliatives for the Muslims so that they can rest, I think it's not going to hold water.
Some other people perceive the directive as influenced by religious considerations.
We the Muslims, we are expecting that maybe he will do it for us to get time and go mosque and perform our Fridays without having a lot of pressure. You know, if you go to work, before you prepare from work going to mosque, there is a lot of things that will come against this thing.
The directive is coming after the Kaduna State government had on December 1st, 2021, transited to a 4-day working week for its civil service with a view to promoting agriculture and family life of workers in the state.
You're still watching Trust TV News Update. Coming up after the break. Edo IDPs receive relief materials from police to cushion plight. This and more after the break. Do stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is still Trust TV News Update. Now a look at our top stories. President Muhammadu Buhari has described former head of interim national government, Ernest Shonekan, as a blessing to the nation. And bandits in Plateau attack communities, kill 3 youth. And moving on to more news now, the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has formalized his prior announcement that Amina Mohammed from Nigeria will continue in her role as Deputy Secretary General during his second term for another 5 years. In delegating development coordination to Mohammed, the Secretary General set in motion the reform in the history of the United Nations development system. Mr. Gutierrez, on June 18, 2021, took the oath of office for his second 5-year term as Secretary General of the UN, pledging as his priority to continue helping the world chart a course out of the COVID-19 pandemic. After he took his oath of office, Gutierrez announced that Amina would continue to serve with him for a second term that runs from January 2022 to December 2026. Her leadership helped advance the conceptual shift from the UN that member states called for the adoption of the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. Internally displaced persons in Edo State in the Home for the Needy in Ugwa community, Ovia Northeast local government area of Edo State, have received a donation from the police to reduce their plight. Trust TV's reporter in Benin City, Nafisa Bello, has the rest of the story.
Presenting the relief items, which include a car, used clothes and rice, the representative of the Commissioner of Police, CSP Joseph Imafidon, said they were at the IDP camp on behalf of the CP, Philip Ogbadu, to redeem an earlier promise made by the police chief.
He came the other day and he promised that he will still visit back again and again. So today he decided that we should come and present. These are clothes for the children, a bag of rice and a cow.
Receiving the items, the coordinator of the camp, Pastor Solomon Falonsho, expressed appreciation and appealed to other well-meaning individuals in the society for more assistance, particularly in the areas of feeding and education.
You can see, as busy as the CP is, he still had time to think about the needy here. So we want to appeal to you to please come and help the children, especially in the area of food, in the area of funding for their education. Many of them are in school, in the university. These are the major areas. The girls need sanitary pads, they need mattresses, so many things. So I appeal to Nigerians, I appeal to those that will still hear my voice, watch this from wherever you are, to please come and do something, and God will indeed bless you this new year, 2022.
The internally displaced persons at the Home for the Needy in Ihogwa community of your Northeast Local Government area of Edo State are mainly victims of Boko Haram insurgency in northeastern part of Nigeria. Nafisa Bello, Trust TV News, Benin.
Meanwhile, the Rivers State Police Command says its operatives arrested 18 persons involved in illegal oil refining activities in different parts of the state. The State Commissioner of Police, Friday Eboka, disclosed this while parading the suspects before newsmen in Port Harcourt. Eboka said the arrest followed the directive by the governor in his New Year address that all security agencies should put heads together to ensure that illegal oil bunkering in Rivers State was brought to an end. Responding to the Rivers State government declaring some oil bunkering kingpins wanted, the commissioner said he's yet to get details.
Illegally refined. 8 of them are here seated. 9th of this same month, our men also arrested 2 suspects at Elele town. On this note, we want to advise people who are into this illegal bunkering to stay away from it, because of the health implication, in addition to the economic sabotage aspect of it. Actually, I heard over the news that some people have been declared wanted by the state government. We are still expecting to get the list from the state government to can work on them. We don't act on what we hear on radio. By the time we get the list, we'll go after them. And I want to assure you that they will be arrested and prosecuted if we have evidence to prosecute them. Thank you.
Meanwhile, the chairman of Ikwere local government area of Rivers State, Samuel Nwanosike, has said there's no hiding place for illegal oil refiners within the local government area. He said this during inauguration of the Committee on the Prohibition of Illegal Refining and Parking of Heavy-Duty Trucks at Isiokpo headquarters of Ikwere local government area. The report.
The chairman of the council proceeded in inaugurating the 19-member committee in the fight against illegal bunkering. He listed the devastating effects of illegal refining of crude to the health of citizens and the ecosystem. Nwanosike warned members of the committee not to see the opportunity to enrich themselves, but as service to humanity and the state.
If you wake up in Obodo, you can't even breathe any fresh air. If you wake up in some communities in Agbo, you can't breathe any fresh air. Our kids are dying unwantedly. People, life expectancy has been cut short. Cancer is killing people because of nothing. All those who have been doing the oil bunkering activities in Obodo, in Isiokpo, in Omagwa, wherever they have been involved doing it, they can't point out to us what meaningful achievement they have gotten from this oil bunkering. But what they can point out to us is that they have destroyed our waterfronts, they have destroyed our farmlands, they have brought crisis to us. Death has come to our doorpost through their actions. That you're a member of this task force does not make you above the law. Whether you're a civilian or your security operatives that have been nominated, don't go home and tell your wife that, oh, God has answered my prayer. I've had an opportunity to extort money from oil bunkers. So you have the right to resign now if you have the impression that you are here to come and make money because you're a member of this committee.
Chairman of the Committee on Prohibition of Illegal Refineries, Goodluck Enyeche, assures the local executives and says that they will deliver on their mandate.
I want to assure you that this opportunity that you have given to us today, that we are not going to take it for granted. First and foremost, I will thank you very much for giving us the opportunity first. We are going to make you proud. We work in harmony and in synergy to make sure that we deliver this job within this investment. Thank you.
These two vehicles were arrested at two different spots. One was at Apani Road, one was Nene Road. And I want to commend the security agents for the good work they are doing in the Kano local government to say this fight is total. We are not going to leave any stone unturned to make sure that we win this battle and keep our environment safe. For all those who have activities or link with oil bunkers, just know that your days are numbered. You have been enjoying in the destruction of our lives and our property. Now is the time for you to pay. There is no hiding place. We know your houses, we have your names. The best you can do is for you to repent and turn a good leaf and stay away from this activity, or you face the heavy consequences of the law.
The 19-member committee comprises of security agencies and paramilitary agencies and has already been provided operational vehicles in order to deliver its mandate.
President Muhammadu Buhari has endorsed the establishment of a Nigerian Diaspora Investment Trust Fund, a private sector investment window with Nigerians in diaspora to support direct investment in the country. Speaking at the presentation of a compendium entitled Plus 600 Diaspora Icons at 60, published by the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission on Tuesday, the president said Nigeria is open to welcoming the diaspora direct investment by compatriots abroad. The president, who also pledged support for the establishment of the Diaspora Intervention Fund to support the commission to fulfill its mandate, noted that the foreign exchange remittances by Nigerians in the diaspora have not only helped families but enhanced the development index of Nigeria.
I call on exemplary behavior and with determination to offer quality services that contribute to the progress of humanity. I have always engaged with Nigerians in the diaspora in all my travels abroad through the Presidential Diaspora Town Hall meetings. My diaspora agenda remains the same, that A, Nigerians in the diaspora are ambassadors at large by their character, comportment, and daily actions.
Mr. President, sir, on behalf of the management of the Nigerian Diaspora Commission, we are glad to present to you this compendium, which we have titled Plus 600 Diaspora Icons. We planned to mark Nigeria at 60, and we're glad that we can present it to you today. So this compendium was birthed out of the necessity to recognize, celebrate, and showcase Nigerians in the diaspora who are doing great things in their host countries and also contributing to the socio-economic, political, and cultural development of their country, Nigeria. Sir, I'll make it very clear, sir, that the inspiration to put this compendium came together as a result of your presidential town hall meetings that Your Excellency has been having with Nigerians in the diaspora, wherever you traveled. It's amazing what Nigerians are doing all over the world, and we thought there was a need to celebrate ourselves and put it together. When you talk about human capital development, Nigeria tops the world.
The Nigeria Immigration Service Calabar office says 2,560 Nigerian international passports have been abandoned at the office. The controller, Christopher Baike, stated this while speaking with some journalists in his office on Tuesday. Confirming the situation, the passport control officer, Clementina Ogundu, said the heap of passports date back to 2019, noting that new applicants were still coming to book for new passports and they cannot be denied. Speaking earlier, the 24th CIS said the command repatriated a Cameroonian illegal immigrant last year, noting that they are not being very tough on immigrants, going by the rules guiding their operations, and had to buttress the need for immigrants to regularize their stay in the country. And in business news, Nigeria's premium oil grade price of Bonny Light has risen to $81.81 per barrel in the global market as the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, moves to achieve market stability. OPEC Secretary General Muhammadu stated this in his remarks at the 24th OPEC and non-OPEC ministerial meeting on Tuesday. This showed $19.81 per barrel in excess of the $62 per barrel reference price of the 2022 budget, which is also based on 1.8 million barrels per day. Excluding condensate, then Nigeria has the capacity to produce between 300,000 to 400,000 barrels per day. And on the foreign scene, after a week of deadly unrest in Kazakhstan, Russia-led forces who were sent to quell riots are preparing to withdraw as President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev eyes a new prime minister. Tokayev said on Tuesday that the contingent of troops he requested from the Collective Security Treaty Organization, a military alliance of ex-Soviet states, will begin leaving the troubled Central Asian country in 2 days, with the pullout to take no more than 10 days. The clashes, in which citizens and police were killed, grew out of a peaceful protest against an energy price rise in the west of the oil-rich nation. Kazakh security forces have detained almost 10,000 people over the unrest, Kazakhstan Interior Ministry said on Tuesday. Meanwhile, Tokayev, who earlier sacked the government in an attempt to ease dissent, nominated Alikhan Smilov as prime minister, and the lower house of parliament swiftly voted him in for the job. And in sports, the Nigeria Super Eagles are currently playing in the AFCON 2021 in Garwa against the Pharaohs of Egypt. The score stand at 1-0, Nigeria leading with a goal from Kelechi Iheanacho, and the match is still being played as we speak. The rivalry between the two sides dates as far back as 1960, when Nigeria secured a 2-1 friendly victory. Before now, both sides have since gone on to clash 18 occasions, with Nigeria setting the pace with 8 victories, losing 5 with another 5 draws. And before we go, here's a kicker. Baldwin Mazango is an example of a new young generation of farmers leading a silent revolution in the continent's vast farmlands. Now he wants to encourage other young Africans to do the same. Let's take a look.
Started off doing commercial agriculture in 2004. Then I went and studied to do commercial agriculture at Blackford College of Agriculture. That's when I started to do full-time commercial farming here at the farm. So as what we are doing right now is where we are doing seed potatoes. We are contracted by the Tobacco Research Board. The variety that we grow here is called Diamond. It is used for your manufacturing of potato crisps, and at the same time it is for your fresh market. The future of this industry lies in the hands of the youths. Because as you can see in our population demographics, the youths make up 60% of the total population as we stand right now. So the only way that we can succeed in this industry and also give guarantee to land reform is when we have young guys participating in this industry. And this industry comes in many facets. It's not only direct farming as we are doing here, but there's also value addition. There's also transport, there's also logistics, there's also input distribution, and there's also technology. Our thrust now should not trying to say we want to go back in the former glory years. We want to do that and surpass, because we are futuristic and we want to secure these markets so that we open up new trade routes which Zimbabweans, even after us, are going to benefit. But my message is the time to start is now.
I've been farming for about 10 years now, just over 10 years. And we grow here mainly tobacco, maize and wheat in the winter. For me personally, agriculture isn't a career that I envisaged, and but once I started, I fell in love. I fell in love with it, and I haven't looked back since. And we're actually looking at expanding our production in all the crops that we grow here, and also expanding our irrigated area to allow us to produce more every year. If you're a young person out there who's interested in agriculture, my advice would be put yourself out there. Go and get started, network amongst other young people, and also take advantage of the programs that the country currently has in place, because these are very good programs where it will give you the opportunity to start even without much.
And that concludes Trust TV News Update for this hour. Don't forget to follow us and subscribe on all our social media platforms. I am Ibrahim Yusuf. Thanks for watching.